The next thing we read is this: Sodom and Gomorrah turns their cities to ashes. How rude. Destroyed an entire culture? Oh my God, but not it. Here's what else he did. He condemned them to extinction. They double dead. Making them an example of what's going to happen to the ungodly. What is Sodom and Gomorrah? It's like Hollywood and Vegas. Like two cities right next to each other where there ain't enough hand sanitizer and all of COVID to wash away the filth on their hands. Right? They were just known for their pervasive sexual sin. And even whenever God sent an angel to try to deliver the people who lived there, they tried to grab the angels, have sex with them. Yeah. That's how you know it's gotten really bad, when people are trying to have sex with angels. Right? And so God's like, I got to get rid of these guys. Yeah. But here's what he does, is before he does destroy it, he saves another man named Lot. God's always about rescuing. Next week, we're going to read this, that God desires that none shall perish, but that all shall reach everlasting life. God's always providing a way of escape for people. He's not this mean bully in the sky waiting to smite you. No, he's a loving father trying to bring you into the family. And so it says here that he rescued righteous Lot. Now, if you know the story, Lot's not very righteous. His name's Lot because he got in a lot of trouble. But the bar of righteousness was so low. Listen, this is how crazy God's grace is. People say, oh, the God of the Old Testament is so mean and the God of the New Testament is so loving. Listen, that's a heresy known as Marcionianism. Right. And so here's what they say. God in the Old Testament was still a God of love and grace. Look what he does here. He lowers even, he's so bending down he has to skim the bottom of the barrel just to find somebody who's barely saved. Like some of y'all barely saved, right? Like you're from the south side of the kingdom. You're like, I got a Bible, but I also got a bat, right? Like that's where you're at right there, right? That's Lot. He got into heaven by the hair of his chinny chin chin. Like that's Lot. God lowered his grace all the way down just to find somebody. And what did he do? He rescued him. No matter where you're at, God can save you. No matter where you're at, God can save you. He goes down, he rescues righteous Lot, greatly distressed by the sensual conduct of the wickedness. For as that righteous man lived among them day by day, he was tormenting his righteous soul over the lawless deeds that he saw and that he heard. Listen, this is what some of y'all are doing. You are righteous. The moment you become a Christian, you're righteous. But some of you are righteous, and yet because of the way you live, you are tormenting your soul. You're still righteous, but you're torturing yourself. You're tormenting your soul. What did Lot do? Abraham reached this land that God had given him, and Lot was Abraham's brother. He says, hey, you can go live anywhere you want in this land. Where did Lot choose to move to? To the very furthest part of the kingdom. And then he just pitched his tent right next door to Sodom and Gomorrah. I want to live here. Oh yeah, I can still see the kingdom, but I can still go and hang out in Sodom and Gomorrah. I can still go hang out. And what happened? The closer he got to Sodom and Gomorrah eventually got inside of his heart. And then all of a sudden he was tormenting himself day by day with the things he saw, the things he heard. Listen, some of you, you are righteous, but you are foolish. You are tormenting yourself. Because you're this close to the world and you think the world ain't getting in you. Like if you're a Christian here, by the things you see, by the things you hear, by the things you participate in, you can torment your soul. Like if you're a Christian, and I just think, my God, if you're a Christian and you're believing in New Ageism, you're tormenting your soul. If you're a Christian here and you're like syncretism, like maybe I'll take a little Buddha and a little Jesus, you're tormenting your soul. If you're a Christian here and you're like addicted to pornography, you're tormenting your soul. Addicted to drugs or alcohol, like you're tormenting yourself. Right? If you're a Christian here and you're gay affirming and you're celebrating the women's right to choose through abortion and you're posting the hashtags because you want the virtue signaling of people you don't even know online, what you're doing is you're tormenting your soul. Like if you're here today and you have gender dysphoria, which is a real thing, I'm not denying that, but if you're struggling with gender dysphoria, but yet at the same time you're still going to the clubs and listening to the people who are affirming you in this false ideology, what you're doing is you're tormenting your righteous soul. For those of you who have same-sex attractions, I get it. It's a real thing. I'm not denying that. But what you're doing by surrounding yourself with people who are only telling you to give into your lust and your base desires, you are tormenting your soul as you participate in the ways of Sodom and Gomorrah. You are tormenting your soul. Like you're right here thinking you can live in Sodom and Gomorrah, and that Sodom and Gomorrah won't live in you. How long, if you have to ask, well, Pastor, where is the line? Where is the line? Where is the line? If you have to ask where the line is, it's probably because you already crossed it. You should never pitch your tents right there in Sodom and Gomorrah. He had all this land he could have lived in. And where did he choose to live? Next door to Sodom and Gomorrah.